Joyce members will be here.
Sean said he'd be here. I haven't heard from Martin.
This isn't a month.
Um, I think Keith is coming, but I'm not sure.
And we don't have to broadcast ourselves, it's a work session.
I do typically record work session. but
Yeah, I
we
don't care if
take-
you are, it's just, do we need
Then we'll
this?
be in touch there when we set it.
Yeah, okay, then we do.
The minutes are usually like,
It'll
they started
be
the
really
work
close.
session, they talked about this, and then they ended the work.
Oh, you might need this.
Oh, yeah, sure. Might need to wake us up.
Yeah, it's hot in here.
I figure we should quit at 8 o'clock.
Nah, but thanks. Unless you're trying to get rid of it.
I'm not,
Oh, okay.
you can have one, but I can't.
I'll dial up Joan, so she can participate.
Did she want to?
Just tease.
She might.
She invited, yes, she probably would like to do that.
Yeah, I think that actually, I
Is she?
think you're half kidding, but
Oh,
23 years.
Yeah. She has this.
Playing this game.
We'll send it to her for her blessing.
Yeah, well, and essentially we'll send them to her because, she is also working on something similar in her new place, I do believe. So, oh, the other thing. You want a really interesting picture? I got an interesting picture. 1970s.
Ah, that was on you.
Yes.
I download, yeah.
I did not find that.
Well,
It's some
Beth-
Facebook post.
It's
Somebody.
Beth McNaughton's, and Beth McNaughton is the daughter of Annie McConnell, who was our first lady mayor here.
Oh.
And she runs a site called We Know You're from Georgetown Land, because Beth grew up here. And so,
You know you're from Georgetown, and I'll have to look that one up, because I had not seen that from them.
and so now I have at home a collection that goes from the 1930s up to the 1990s, but what's interesting to me was how good this looked at that time.
Mhm.
And yes, the upper part was definitely not the board and batt, but I'm not concerned with that, it's the font that is the. But I thought, in our collection of pictures of this thing. This is a good
It'd be
one.
great to put it back to this.
Oh, and it wouldn't be that difficult.
No.
The problem is its foundation and the fact that it's not stable and all of those things. This would not be difficult to do at all.
It's all there.
Yeah.
What?
It's all
Well,
there.
it's all there. Yes, exactly.
You
It's
think
all
the
there.
windows are in, or is it?
I think the windows are hidden. Because you have one of we have another one of just the plywood.
Mhm.
But they keep saying, oh, well, the front fell off. So if you look at this picture carefully, are those things holding up that top piece? In other words, could that front have simply fallen off? Because you see the board I'm talking about, that's the side board, and it's not attached to anything much.
I don't feel like that's a,
I didn't think that whole thing was all framed as one.
Yeah.
But could it, but windows might be differently.
Is there still a second floor?
Yeah.
Yes,
You could probably get in the second floor and see if there's windows there.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
yes, I would think that you can, and I think they're probably there, yes. But everybody said, well, the front fell off.
I know, I heard that. I don't know how that would, maybe some of this,
But that would mean this whole piece, and that's why I'm looking at how these
No,
pieces aren't attached to anything. This piece isn't attached to anything, and it is the side of this. So could the wind come up and take off?
I think it should
Just
take some of the siding off, but not the whole, not as a one piece.
No, I don't
It
think it
doesn't
would
look like it
either,
would come off as one.
but you see, this is after Marvin.
Yes, you also should be careful about talking about potential applications.
Oh,
outside of the-
have you put this on already?
Yes, we are recording right now, so.
Oh, okay. We have started.
Well, we'll go right now. Let's call to order the work session on August. What's the date today? 20th. To start our deliberations on changes to guidelines. Will you take attendance?
Yes, Bob Hamilton,
Here,
Mark Reynolds, Brent Ganzer,
Here.
Keith Prosick, Cindy Neely,
Here,
Sean Platt.
Here,
and because we have a quorum, not that we need one, but
Yeah, quorum was not necessary for work sessions.
and no action will be taken at this time. It's for discussion.
Hey, should we ever print out another copy of this?
Oh, I put one for you specifically.
Okay, cool. Here it is, thanks.
Okay, yeah, if Mark shows up.
That way I can take notes.
I've got an extra one here. Here. We want to start with
Well-
Cindy handed out.
I would like to just, no, I do believe probably, I don't think it needs a long discussion at this point. What I was trying to do is say, the ultimate goal of this would be, in my mind, one book. We would get rid of the whole 2-book thing or 3-book thing. It would be one book. And if.
Oh, okay.
And that would make it easier for the applicants, I think, if it was one book. And so this is just my suggestion, and it's not for debate at the moment because we haven't gone through the guidelines. And lots of that might move around, but it would be my suggestion of what that book would look like. And at that point, you know, it could go on the web in just those sections. And if you wanted to read the purpose, you could. If you wanted to read the law, the criteria, but I would think it would need some introduction, and then it would need some process. And I started to think through, what would you need to do first? Well, you'd need to know where your character area is, and you'd need to know if you were contributing. And then you'd need to know what the application process is and what the demands of a certificate of appropriateness are. And then you get to the real guidelines of what you're doing. And my list of minor projects and major projects essentially reflects the kinds of things we've been working on with a couple of changes, but let's not worry about that list because that list we can shift all over the place as we complete the discussion of these.
I like this idea. So it basically getting rid of the existing books, condensing it into one book. These, once we agree on it, these can go right into the book.
Yes, exactly.
And that, and I mean, they're electronic
And yeah, we also have all the info for number 1 and number
Yeah.
2. Those are even,
separate.
and yeah, but they just get done separately. And what we're doing is doing all the guideline part of this book. And then it can go online and it would redo the books we have, but it would also mean for us that it didn't matter which character area you were in. If you were in a fence, we would have all the fences guidelines right there. And if there were one specific, they would even be right there too. So I think it would make it
Yeah, I
easier
love
all the way.
Because for a lot of them, we split up historic districts and not, but that can be split up underneath these.
Underneath,
Well, just-
exactly.
Yeah, just like they are now.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what gave me the idea, is that I was looking at these and saying, okay, if we're going to do this, then we want all the guidelines that go with all character areas. And then, you know, please check for your specific character area, and the next page of this would be anything that was specific to that, you know, character areas. And that's would be standard for every one of these. And I think it would make it easier for us and far easier for the.
I think so, because right now there's 2 or 3 pages in the books you can go to find some information. So,
Yeah.
like fences.
Yeah, yes, yeah, no, you can go here and you go here and you go here. And we're forever doing that in meetings. We're flipping all over every place. And this also ultimately. And the last one is that then the pre-approved projects list, we gotta deal with that sometime. It also, to me, would make it easier with your form.
Yeah,
with the chairman's form, with the final form, which we will put in our book because that's necessary for us, but it's
Mhm.
not, that's necessary for the building department and us, not.
yeah, and then we can give a copy of what's been checked off to the applicant
Yes,
of this, so they,
Yeah.
I mean, they have it all.
yeah, yes, so, and so that could come back to, you know, after it's online, but, so, yeah, because as I went through this, I started to, you know, how do we simplify this for the person who's using it? So that's
I
my
like that.
thought of the ultimate goal. So this is a goal.
Are we gonna put definitions up at the front? Are we gonna, and then keep them with each section, or how do you think we
I
should
think we're
do?
gonna keep our definitions with each section.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
When I looked at, and I lived in fences, walls and gates for a long time.
Oh, I did too. That one was not easy.
Oh, that one's the hard, yeah, and I got some service areas and driveways, I have some comments, but fences, walls and gates, I thought I was never gonna get out of there, and I'm still not satisfied.
That one
I
was not
think
easy.
the format of every one of these will be the same, and it will start out with definitions that relate to it. And then it will go to guidelines for all character areas, and then it will go to specific guidelines. And then it will go to examples.
And I can separate book, I don't have to separate book 2 and 3 anymore.
No,
So-
no, you don't.
No.
And that's, but we do have to decide what is specific to, and in fences, that's a real question.
Yeah, that is a good, because
That's
they're different.
very, really, they're quite different,
Yeah.
and, so it's, but if you're having them, B and C are both, anyway.
Well, with this, in our book right now, we have character area, major characteristics and design goals. Would we still want to define that in here somewhere? Because that relates to the overall character area rather than
I
specific.
think that would stay with the design goals, would stay with the character.
So I could, under character areas, and my answer, that would be,
Will we explain the different character areas?
yeah. We need to make sure our design goals and characteristics match up with the guidelines, because they don't
Yeah,
always.
we're not going to explain those up here, we're gonna explain those in each, because the design goal. Yeah,
Well, I mean, like looking at fences, walls and gates, it starts with an introduction to, okay, this is what this
is,
is about.
then it
So it's
has,
kind of an overview, you could add, you know, any design goals or anything there.
the place I would put the design goals are under the specific areas.
Okay.
Because they change, they're not,
That's a good point.
they're not the
No.
same for each area. So when if we take fences, for example, you've done the definitions, you've done what needs to be done in each. And then if you turn the page and you look at historic areas, you're gonna get that paragraph about historic. That's on the back of his first page. You're gonna get that paragraph right there because. And so similarly, you're going to get what the mill site has to say under. I think we can group mill site gateway together, and I think Meadows residential, and Meadows multifamily can get grouped sort of together. But yeah, I think right under them is the,
We can put the design goals in.
the design goal. And that would be standard on how you looked at any one of these topics.
Because what I'm referring to is like right now under like, for example, Hillside, we had this huge introduction that basically describes
What a
what
hillside,
it looks like overall,
Mhm.
and not just for fences or one specific element.
I don't know that we're gonna get into those introductions.
Okay, unless we put it up here under where you have character areas and map, we could put it there
Yes, we could. Yes,
Yeah,
we
that's-
could.
and
Yes,
put
we
it in
could.
there. And that would
Yeah.
just be the introduction then, but we have to make sure the guidelines
Refer to,
relate to this and actually
reinforce it.
reinforce it. There's the word. Because currently some of them don't.
Characters areas, including, their, what are we calling that?
Introductions.
Including introductions, introductions, and then find your character area is gonna be important. Or we'll find your character area for, and then do introductions. You could do find and then introductions. Because we got a ton of character areas, so that could get to be a very
Yeah,
long game, because you have all.
Well, we
There's
take
a
a look
letter.
at it and see if there's any real difference between some of them.
Well, one of them probably has any houses on it. Like, which one is that?
Yeah, but it's,
But okay,
yeah, that's another activity.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see if we can get, if we could get fences under control, we have the whole book now.
I thought driveways and sidewalks and walkways,
wait till we get to doors and windows.
oh, no.
Oh, but
That's a bigger one.
but
Bring you beer and wine for that one.
I would think that we have two different, on that one, we have two different doors and windows. We have doors and windows on new structures. And we have doors and windows, on existing buildings. And I think in our minor projects, it's only those on existing buildings, so that's,
We could
On
split it
this-
up then.
that, because when it's on existing buildings, we're usually dealing with existing windows. I mean,
Well, we
that's,
define minor projects as existing.
yes, doors and windows.
I guess it could be an outbuilding.
Yes, so it's, but on existing buildings, and then we'll put another doors and windows down here under major projects. Cause it is one of the things we look for,
Yeah, we could split doors and windows to existing and new.
to not, yes.
I don't have it set up that way, but I can do one. Meadows Hillside's the one that only has one building in it.
What,
Meadows Hillside only has one building in it.
in the whole thing at the moment, but it has the opportunity to,
It's all green space. Or it's all open space.
it's zoned open space. But there are mining claims in it,
There's mining claims in it.
Yeah, this is,
which
we
means
were drawing around
it
this for
could,
district
could
character.
get,
Yes.
could get somebody building a house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Because
this school
it does
is
over,
for sale up there that.
it does overlap
I think
that.
we can build on.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
He sold some of those.
Yeah,
Yeah, he sold some of those.
Oh, yeah.
people still stuck with them.
Yeah.
We generally, it's a complicated thing because the access, there's no roads that abut to most of those, so running utilities, even having a driveway is like a complicated, stupid process, so,
True, it doesn't have, none of them have road access.
yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple people,
And,
they bought lots in there.
and some of them is land, BLM land was given to the town under those patents, and it's in the
No.
town, but it was still given. And so they're not, well, it's not only not buildable, they're not supposed to give access roads through it.
The rule is it has to be used for something that's considered a public good. Which we have granted at least one easement for a driveway for somebody, but the condition was that they can't block people from accessing the BLM land behind their house, so. The driveway basically is public, but
Well-
also functionally nobody will use it.
But I mean, if we're trying to simplify character areas, that's one that only has one building. If,
Why don't we,
easements
let's
we
get
could have more.
really sidetracked.
That is getting sidetracked, so.
All
Let's
right.
back on-
Let's get on defenses, walls and gates and see if we can't get something agreed upon.
Yeah.
Okay, and the solid wood, the note that you have up top here. I sort of agree, we have done a lot of, solid wood fences that don't have that upper portion.
The guidelines don't allow it based on the guidelines,
No.
I think we should change the guidelines.
Yes, so do I.
so we need to define how we want to allow it. And
Well, you can do a solid wood fence up, but where is that guideline actually is in, it's not in definitions, it's,
As to where it's,
where should it be placed?
where should it be placed? A new fence under a B. Cause a bit, under that it says opaque wood fence may be used in a rear yard if the top is transparent or added or semi-transparent in character. So
Okay,
that's what we
So
would have to change.
so we would strike that. clause.
Mhm.
All right, why am I not seeing? Do I have an old one?
What's your date at the top?
8/16.
That's the current one.
That's the current one.
It's number 3.
Yeah,
under
materials,
B3.
for example. B3 says materials that simulate may be considered.
No, second page.
Oh, you're on C. Or you're on, oh, is this B different than the,
Yeah, this is under historic character,
There's three.
because Millside didn't,
Three?
yeah, because Millside, all those, book 3 didn't give us these requirements.
should it?
Well, that's part of what I said is that book 3 had almost nothing for fences.
Well, then I think that this thing should be, this B, I was confused because this says B, and that's B from historic.
Yeah,
And this is B from some.
this B at the front was in both books, which was just materials.
Okay,
We were consistent on materials between the books.
all right, but then I think that we should move this whole,
We were almost consistent between materials in the books. Synthetic was not mentioned in historic.
Yeah, I think.
Book 3. Book 3 had it synthetic may be considered, book 2 didn't mention it, which means it shouldn't be considered.
but I think we have considered it,
We have, because it's installed.
I think we should allow it.
allow it to be considered, depending on what the synthetic looks like.
So we
Where
need
it's
to change
located?
that synthetic
And where it's
material.
located?
Yeah, it should not be in the front.
No,
So we just cross off the red. And add book 2 in the box.
What,
We could add synthetic may be considered in rear.
these are, this is gonna be the ones that, you know, never mind book. 2, this is gonna be for all character areas, right?
Yeah,
So this is,
and the reason this is at the front is it's materials, and materials were the only thing that was consistent between book 2 and 3.
okay, but we could call it
Yeah.
we could do materials on this and you changed, well, I don't care what you changed, this synthetic material, we're saying, may be considered, we're taking that line out,
Mhm.
right?
Maybe consider, I think we should say in rear yards only. Rather than front.
In rear yards, huh?
So we're changing the B to an A, we're saying appropriate fence materials include. Wood, iron, wire, stone, or plants, and then I think on that same sentence, we should say synthetic materials. May be considered on a case by case basis.
I would put that as a number underneath.
Yes, I would too. I would just leave the chain link blocks are inappropriate and then. We can
And
take
then-
out where it says Millside. We just start the sentence with the synthetic material may be considered on a case by case basis.
Yeah, which would.
We
In rear
take
yards.
out that in rear yards, all right. In rear yards. And then 3 materials that actually, no, because that's redundant, we've said synthetic materials.
Well, where I was going with that one is the aluminum and steel could appear as traditional wrought iron. That's where I was going with that one.
But yes, I understand that, but couldn't we make that part of number 2 and just say aluminum and, you know, because we said synthetic materials and also limited features can appear similar to wrought iron, samples must be provided for.
I think we should include the samples, just to
Yeah.
make sure the synthetic's not some shiny stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I can combine those.
And then the stone clad walls stay the same. To ensure that it appears natural and appropriate, period. Never mind for the historic context.
No. that off.
And then B,
Didn't you have a note in there somewhere about plates?
That's okay,
Okay,
because that was only mentioned in book two, not book three.
okay.
See, that's what's confusing about this, because book two and three weren't consistent, so that's why,
well, we're.
We've
about
always
to
jumped
get
around.
ahead a little bit, okay.
yeah, the next page is the plans.
Okay, so then we would have, we would take the B,
What about these adopted by president? I didn't see it. Wood, cedar wood fences are now required to be painted.
When you go to the next page, I revise the note, will fix that.
Oh, okay.
I'm walking up.
yeah, so,
So a horizontal wood slab is one that is not covered in anything yet.
but on the suggestions down here, we can take out the last line, the areas have been applied to, you know,
Yeah.
this is your note. And,
Yeah, since we're combining books, then that note can go away.
yes, that note can go away. Under this, would the wire fencing thing go under A here?
A is about material.
Okay, so it would be better under,
If we have a note about how they're installed, that's where it wants to go.
yeah,
Because A is, if we group everything by materials, and that's some organization.
yeah, and this is, and so our next section would be the B section from the next page. Yes.
Mhm.
And a new fence should be similar to those seen historically, yes, it should be seen.
So B will be character.
Because that's true, a fence or wall should not exceed 4 feet in height, Number 2. They may be considered in backyards along alleys.
You don't have many hours.
Yeah, but that's in general, okay.
Well, it says opaque fences that do not allow views in the front yard are inappropriate. They may be considered in backyards along alleys, okay. Then you get a 3 that says they can only be 4 feet of opaque. And the top 2 feet has to be transparent.
Yes, but we've just
We said,
killed
yeah, it
that.
could be transparent or so.
Yeah, we just killed that in the other page, so. The opaque peak may be up to 6 feet. Matter of fact, I would sort of take that whole sentence out.
We change number 3 to somebody could consider doing number 3, but not make it required. Because right now it's worded as a requirement.
Yeah, but we want the first sentence, an opaque wood plank fence may be used in the rear yard.
Yeah,
Um,
and right now it's common if the top is transparent.
right.
I can just hit period, hit enter, make if the top is transparent, or make the rest of it as a suggestion rather than a requirement.
Okay,
Is it a preference?
Well, it's a preference because it looks better, but
Yeah.
nobody does that, or
Yes,
very few
few
people
people
do.
do it, but, you know, yeah,
I'll make it optional.
yeah. But then the rear fence may not exceed the 6 feet in height, needs
Yeah.
to be there. And yes, I like 4.
4 was where I changed it, instead of saying all wood must be painted
Yeah, no,
resistant to
Yes,
deterioration,
yeah.
that allows cedar or treated wood
yes.
or paint.
5 ought to just disappear.
Yeah, 5 can disappear, well, yeah, because on the front,
We basically
You're
said
saying-
you can't do plastic and vinyl fences.
you know. In front arms.
So we can't say you can't in one space and say it's discouraged in the next.
And that's what we have at the moment. Number 6, I don't know what the point is. It says note that using no fencing at all is often aggressive approach. That's,
Particularly in the meadows. But
well, in the meadows, they don't want fences.
I'm not sure that I would leave that in either, because that's
That's not really a guideline.
guideline, yeah, no, that's just a comment.
Uh-huh,
I would take that one out, but the gate material should, and design should be appropriate to the fence. Yes, because it's strange what
So
you,
we're getting rid of 6.
we're
yes.
getting rid of 6. And that whole group goes right under, it becomes the B to the, then these are guidelines for all.
I mean, because if we're gonna group materials together, a lot of these are materials as well. Not necessarily, it's character.
It's
Okay,
character.
It's character,
Yeah, I don't see it as material.
yeah.
And then this is location, really? 2 types of side yard fence may be considered.
I don't understand this one.
This one,
No,
I've never understood that.
yeah,
one.
I don't even know what it says.
It
I
says it
kept
can-
trying to, I kept trying to draw little squares.
Says the
for a
same
while.
thing, but it depends. Or offensive, well, I guess. If it's a backyard fence, it could go between 2 houses. Or if it's the other one, it would be from house to house.
Well,
That's
it's
kind of
kind
what-
of
yeah,
between
it's kind of
2
what I-
houses.
I don't know what this is, what the intent
I
was.
hope we could get rid of it.
Yeah. There's a side yard fence. What's on back? Yeah, I don't see the point of that one.
What?
A, or number 1 under C,
No,
the side
I,
yard fence.
It
I
never
don't-
made sense to me.
I don't see that point, but I do see, yeah. This one's tough. The setbacks are what the setbacks are.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we should.
I
we
don't
should
think we get
Play
into
that
that.
game at all.
Well,
No.
what would be significant enough?
Yeah.
1 inch.
Totally in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
setbacks
let's
are.
not- let's not
That's good.
play that.
Get rid of that.
That's a building code thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, setbacks are setbacks.
Land use.
Yeah, but I agree with the 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
And 4, we're once again saying you ought to do something. But we're not, we say it should, and should is,
it's not a requirement.
shall is a requirement.
Shall is a requirement, but should is not a requirement.
Okay, as long as should is not a requirement, because we just unshould it
Uh-huh.
in the other. Okay,
Cause yeah, in book 1, it says should is a recommendation, not a requirement. Shall is a requirement.
should we change should to shall?
no, because we've just said that the taller portion doesn't have to be transparent.
So we should get rid of the whole thing.
I like keeping that.
No, I like keeping
Cause
them,
it's not, it's a recommendation.
a side yard fence may be taller than their front yard counterparts, but should be located, must be located behind the primary facade. We need that part of it.
Mhm. And number 4 currently number 4 is the one that says it should be transparent, but it doesn't require it to be transparent.
And why isn't 5 part of 4?
I don't know.
Because that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Consider and take the also and take out the 5.
5 is redundant, really.
Yes, 5 is redundant.
Although it clarifies some of the transparent. At least that's why I read it.
Yes,
maybe-
so we
maybe
could
it's
just leave it
included.
on the end of it, on the end of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Consider
included
do
in the
this, make it
You know,
part of
combine
4.
that.
Now, what am I saying in 6?
6 is if you have a building. Or a building with 2 different depths of facades, that the fence should align with the one that's next to it, not the one that's further out. It's like if you have a building that's,
Yeah, we've had that issue before.
like if you have a building that's shaped like that, and this is the street. The fence if they're calling this the primary, what the guidelines are saying is that the fence can do that. And what I was saying on there is that the fence needs to align with the one next to the facade next to the fence,
Is that my little fence or my big fence?
the side yard fence,
The side yard
The
fence.
fence that butts the building.
yeah.
So then we're gonna have to say it's the side yard fence.
Yeah, because right now it would, if they're saying this is the primary facade because the door's there, the side yard fence.
But that's
can come out.
not a neighboring building, that's a neighboring.
Oh, the
facade.
neighboring building is if the neighbor's house is out here and the neighbor wants to build a side yard fence, they could have a 6 foot high fence like that.
Yes, they could.
And usually, and the next guy would have to do that.
Uh-huh. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I think it
Okay.
has to be. I think it has to be.
Okay, so we're saying
They
that this
can't
can be
make them
6 foot.
bound to their neighbors.
Okay. And I'll strike that.
I see what you mean though, yeah, the appearance would look better if it was back.
Yes, and we can
It's not
certainly
good.
say that, but I'm not sure that we can. Say it's just too bad that you live next door to these folks.
I'll give you the example just a second that I used when I was looking at things.
Yeah, it's visually, yeah, I can see that being a big.
Yeah, I can too, but I don't.
Yeah, that example here.
Yeah, I did not put one in there, but I'm gonna put them in real quick, I think.
Okay, but C is also going to move to the all
Yeah,
page. And yes, we should have a list of all historic fences, but Brent, we're not gonna get there this.
See, that's not the best photo, but this is the one I was saying, because see this. Here went to mine. You see in this one, their house is way in front of Ann's house, and so that 6 foot high fence comes all the way to the road, but. It's way in front of the facade of the neighboring house then.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking of with that
Try to handle
example.
that.
It's not a 4 foot, it's 6 foot fence.
No, that's 6.
This is 6 foot.
It's 6.
It's tall.
Oh, this should be 3.
Yeah,
Well, they've aligned the 6 to the front of their house, that's what it said, I think. But, cause they built the fence, and then that one, the 6 foot is way in front of the facade of the house then.
Yeah, but
should be transparent too.
Should,
We could find all kinds of pictures.
I know,
Things that don't apply.
I know,
yeah,
It's gonna be the structure of the house, not the porch too.
yeah,
So I had that argument with somebody.
oh, that we should say. That it has to, where do we say that it
It's
has
the-
to
yeah,
be?
don't say it, it's on a
For the
diagram.
house, but then the porch goes out, so they wanna run it out to
Mhm.
the front of it.
Yeah, yes, but
It doesn't say that anywhere,
well, should we make it say that?
I think we should make it say that.
And where do we say though that it should be where do we say that it has to be back to the
The primary facade's under 3,
under
C3,
C3?
but I think it should say the facade next to the fence, not the primary facade.
A side yard fence, maybe taller than, but the taller portion be
Yeah, we can put.
behind the primary, not facade, what were you gonna use?
Behind the facade adjacent to, or abutting the fence or something like that.
But not the, because the facade isn't the porch.
And we need to say in there,
Yeah, behind the primary facade of the building and in parentheses, not the porch.
I wouldn't say the primary facade, I would say the facade next to the fence. Because if you have this,
Yeah,
if you have a step one, it can come back out to the primary facade. And then your 6 foot high fence does that.
The facade of, not the primary facade, but the facade close.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's the facade closest.
Yeah, it says see
Fence.
diagram.
Yeah, that's pretty clear.
Yes, the facade closest to the fence, you can just instead of set behind the primary facade, it is, must be located behind the facade closest to the fence.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And porch is not a facade.
No.
I did update the porch part on the diagram, but I did not do a step building diagram.
See diagram at the end of this section. Okay.
If you go to diagram 1, that's this one at the top left.
Yeah. And so diagram 1 would show up. Right now, we're saying under this all area, we have A, B, and C.
Mhm.
So we're putting A, B, and C plus a diagram.
Mhm. A is materials. B is character. And C is location.
Yes, and then we have a diagram.
Mhm.
And then we move on to specific guidelines for specific areas. And we will have something that says guidelines for specific areas. And then we will have historic character areas, including residential, commercial, mixed use, and hillside.
Do we want in, before we move to that, do we want historic fences in as a D in here?
No, because you're not gonna find any except in the
Why
historic
did you find
character area.
A is on the first page. To say on this page it becomes B, C, D.
There could be, there's like,
No,
Did you combine something there?
the stuff that's on A belongs in the historic, zone.
Oh.
It does not belong in. Replace only those portions that are deteriorated, typical historic fence side. Include wood picket, and historic wood picket must be painted with a painted surface, that's all. All of the A up there to me goes with the historic character area. It doesn't go for general
There's-
fences,
couple of contributing houses outside of the historic district.
yeah.
I'm gonna apply to all.
About 2.
You're talking about, these are all,
No, all fences aren't historic. So we're not gonna say to somebody who doesn't have a historic fence that they can't replace, they replace only the portions that are deteriorated. If they want a whole new fence, they get one. In the historic area, we're trying to get people to save their historic
so we need
fences.
to move that. Move this whole stuff.
Well,
Move A,
what we're doing really is moving B and C onto the
yeah, over here,
over there,
and then we're putting this under,
under historic character areas. Are we together? And that would include this weird thing. In developing an appropriate landscaping design, use a front yard with accent of fencing,
It's only a mixed use for some reason.
and it's, doesn't it go under landscape and natural resources, or do we want it in fence?
Well, I mentioned fence in here, that's why I copied it into here.
Well, if it does, it should go to,
Because I copied anything that mentioned anything about a fence and, well, there that is.
well, it could be, if this is A for this could be B for the historic character areas, because that's pretty true of any residential site
Mhm.
in the historic district, we would look.
Yeah, that's my
We would
question. is
encourage
why-
yeah, the historic use is a pretty small area.
Yeah, it's a small-
Yeah, no, it doesn't belong in because the historic character areas are gonna include historic mixed use, so
Mhm.
I would move that up to being the B underneath, the historic area. So the historic areas have an A and a B. That's A, and this thing is B.
This historic mixed use is that blue zone. No, never mind.
Yeah.
The historic mixed use is this green zone. It's not very big, but yeah, we can make that historic.
And then the,
And keep it as it's written.
well, pretty close, yeah.
Okay.
And then the next character area really would be Millsite and Gateway. Because in Millsite, you're still encouraging the use of fences
Mhm.
very much. And in Meadows, it was, you know, we were trying to keep it as open as possible.
Right. Even though there's no guidelines about it, that's a design goal.
But it says it's a design goal.
Mhm. But there's no guidelines about it.
No. But they have the guidelines of the basic guidelines for all character areas. They do have guidelines because the basic guidelines A, B, and C apply to all areas.
Mhm.
Um,
Again, same thing as the historic district, only allow 4 foot of opaque in the guidelines. So if we're basically merging them all together, we can pretty much scratch that one out.
but what I'm seeing is that under our specific areas, in historic character, we just have this A and this B. In our Millsite and Meadows, at this, and in our Millsite and Gateway, we have this general goal. Like historic's gonna get their general goal up there. Each area is going to have its general goals. So the general goal of this, the, so that would end up going up in its general goal. Because this is a goal section. At the top of each one of these.
Mhm.
Um,
Maintain openness goes to all 7 character areas for that, then.
except it doesn't, it really only goes to the Meadows, it doesn't go to
Yeah.
the Millside.
It seems like we need a Millsite and then we need a Meadows.
Yes, I think we do. I think we need a Millside character and then we need a Meadows character. Meadows, including Meadows residential, Meadows multifamily and Meadows Hillside.
Where's Gateway go?
With
Is
the
it a
Millside,
third? Oh, it goes with Millsite? Okay. Oh, not Mountains. And Mountainside's totally different.
yeah,
Mountainside, we need guidelines for. We say screen something is required. But we don't say what we're trying to do.
Gateway Mountainside's on the opposite
Okay,
side.
that's the west side.
Yes, it's the industrial.
We say screen everything, but we don't say anything else.
Yeah, but we need screen everything.
We don't say what we're trying to screen them.
Because it's industrial, so I mean, this one is, the zoning even, I think. Calls for the. What is it, the zoning for the industrial zone that's, or I don't know if it's called industrial, on the west side of the highway.
Mhm.
Has something in it about screening the activities
Mhm.
and
It is called industrial.
is it called
It
industrial?
is called industrial on zoning.
And under it,
It's called Mountainside Industrial, right?
No, Gateway Industrial.
just be along I-7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the mobile homes. That's also an industrial.
yeah, but does do the zoning regs,
The new strip mall, they're gonna eventually put in there maybe. That would have screening along the back between it and the highway.
No, that's not across the highway.
Gateway Mountainside Industrial District,
and that's west of the highway?
yes.
And it doesn't say anything about screening activities up there. I think it does. Somewhere in the zoning code, it says you gotta screen your activities. And we would want us to reflect,
Yes, it depends on the particular use, but there's frequent mentions of screening material approved in advance by the design review commission.
So we should define what that is then. Cause we just say screen.
yeah, so we have to check the zoning regs.
Okay,
See
I have
what
not
we've
read
got. So we're gonna have a section that is mill site, but it can't be all the gateway character areas. It's only going to be gateway, commercial and mixed use and multifamily. It cannot be gateway mountainside.
Strike outside off of them.
Mountainside's gonna have to have its own thing. Just like Meadows is for residential and multifamily, and Hillside's gonna have its own thing. So this character area 1 is historic. Character area 2 is mill site and hillside.
Meadows.
No, Millside and Hillside. Character area 3 is Meadows. Because in the
Yeah.
mill site, we do want to encourage fences, and then Meadows residential, we really don't. And then we have character area 4, which is going to be the gateway mountainside, is all west of the highway. Does that make sense?
Bless you.
So you're gonna need,
So there's 4 in addition to the overall.
yes, there's 4 in addition to the overall. The overall is overall. And when we turn the page and you know which character area you're in, so you find what pertains just to that character.
Got it.
Is Gateway Mountainside a separate area?
Yes,
So that's 5?
No, that's the 4th,
because we're combining mill site and gateway together,
except for Gateway Mountain.
except for site.
So we're combining mill site with gateway, commercial mixed use and multifamily. And if you find that gets awkward, then maybe we have to,
Are we counting historic?
as number one,
one?
as number one.
Number 2 is no site?
Number 2 is,
Mill site plus gateway minus mountainside.
no, what,
I thought we had gateway, the 3 gateways
With,
as a separate.
no,
category.
we don't at the moment, but we can certainly
I
can.
don't know if we're gonna have different requirements for
Well, they're gonna be different than Millside or Meadows, right?
different
Zoning-
meadows, yes.
There's gateway multifamily.
Yeah, we've got gateway multifamily. Commercial mixed use multifamily. We have mountainside, it's just that mountainside is a complete.
Mountainside's totally new.
That's a totally different thing. So I think that the question is going to be, do we have significant difference in the fencing regulations between gateway?
Well, first, do we have differences between the historic district and mill site?
Yes, we do,
Okay.
because in the historic district, we're saying that we're really after preserving historic fences and replace only the portions that are deteriorated and use historic fence types. Wood picket and twisted wire and you know,
In the historic, do we wanna keep that 4-foot opaque and then the 2-foot transparent?
You could.
we haven't been
Just
doing
in the
that.
historic
We
area.
have not been doing that for backyard fences for quite some time.
We haven't been doing it, but it's still in the guidelines.
Yeah,
But we just have taken it out of the guidelines.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't see any problem with that because it's in the backyard and it's 4-foot screen or a 6-foot screen, you know, it's there to provide
Right.
privacy, so.
And we have a lot of 6-foot screen out there for some good reasons, actually.
Okay.
The lattice ones are pretty good. But you have to be in somebody's backyard.
I have a lattice one in my house. I did the 2 foot at the top.
Yeah, well, that's
So,
why,
aluminum,
yeah, but
that's all open.
that would. If if it doesn't work to keep mill site with the other gateway areas. Then we should just split that apart. But it gives us a chance to give, for instance, the goal in mill site is to define it. To provide definition of road edge and serve as a subtle link to the character of the fences and walls may, I would not say be considered, are encouraged. They're not required, but they are encouraged. And very definitely in the mill site, they are. You're just sort of transitioning into the larger lots and open space, because you don't have the larger lots in the mill site, you have the small lots. When used, they should be simple in design, lower the grounding character with the other than area, and with the primary building inside, yes. And then strike that.
Yeah,
last
that's,
sentence.
I've already marked it in.
And then it has this, all these transparencies, not see 4 feet.
Well, these are all covered in the first section that applies to everything.
Except for the animal enclosures. But there's no difference between an animal enclosure and a 6-foot high
Yeah.
fence.
Yeah, we pretty
We
much.
should maybe mention animal enclosures under
No,
the 6-foot high fence and.
there's no difference.
There's, yeah, so you don't need to, they're running the same.
So we really could combine,
This is,
there's nothing different between that and our overall,
no,
No,
that's what I'm saying.
other than the number 5 I'm suggesting. But there's, other than that, there's no difference between that and what we just said for the overall.
Then, why don't we just say so? In other words, if I'm looking down to say, is there anything specific in my character area? And I got history, and yes, there are some specific things to the historic district, and I look down and I say mill site, and
refer back to.
just to refer them back, just have a general statement, the fences, mill sites are covered by the general guidelines. So that whole thing goes.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that, refer to or something.
Well, that wouldn't be under the mill side, that would be under the commercial,
That's correct.
My comment about chain link?
yeah.
What I was thinking of that one is like the school. Cause we didn't have anything
Yeah,
that covered the
the
school.
ball courts,
Mhm.
various places.
I think that could go back to the overall too, cause
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, that.
Like cell
Industrial,
Yes.
industrial areas.
the Excel yard.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
But-
could go back into the overall.
Yeah. And I don't think, may not be unfinished metal. It's gonna be galvanized.
Well, on the dam project, we told them to do it black.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'd like
that's
to-
gotta be.
I'd like to see that, but
Well,
I
if we
think it
put that
should
in
be-
here, it can. It's
as
not
long as I
much more,
usually
is
see
it?
is green or black,
Yeah,
but it's
it's-
not really anymore. A
No,
little bit more cost.
Not mu-
no, no.
yeah, you could, yeah, it's readily available, so.
Yeah. You can go to Home Depot and get black, I believe.
Yes, so let's say you cannot, however you wanna say that. It's-
That's how I suggested saying it. It can't be unfinished metal, it must be painted.
Yes, okay,
Yeah,
and this one goes to the general
Yeah,
stuff.
You should say unfinished or galvanized.
cannot be unfinished. or-
Yes, because somebody was
Yeah.
always arguing, you know. thank you,
Yeah,
right?
galvanized is
Yeah.
finished, it's a finished material.
No, no.
yeah.
Okay, and that would go for the mill site. Now, do we
So-
have anything in the gateway areas, commercial, gateway mixed use, gateway multifamily, and gateway mountainside that are different than what are in our general guidelines?
Mountainside, yes, the others, I don't know. Of any.
What about all the commercial stuff along Argentine Street on both sides? Do they need to have a screening fence?
Well, that's gonna be in util or service yards.
They need to have service yards, yes, but that's, you know, and if they wanted fences for something in back of their buildings, we've told them, put them in back of the
Okay.
building facades, so you know, that's.
And that probably would wind up being, unless we have something specific, gonna be chain link fence.
Well, except that we haven't, no, when Excel or whoever it was came to us about putting fencing around the pipes,
Yeah, the gas,
the gas lines, we
That's true,
had them, we had them build a wood fence.
okay, that was a composite.
Well, it may be, but it's not a chain link fence,
No.
so no, in general, we don't,
That's a pretty good looking composite.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
It blew over once.
I mean, yeah, well.
But it looks,
that has to do with installation,
Nah.
guys.
Yes.
but it looks good.
But anything down there that has steel posts.
In this chain link, when I said if the material and the other requirements cannot meet what's needed, which basically would be like a ball field or Excel yard. So that way, like in that screening of the pipes, they could not say we want to do chain link because they could do solid without it on there.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be, cannot meet the required function.
Yeah.
Yeah, we require that along the buildings.
But this one is gonna go into the general.
It'll go into the general.
And then I think what we need to do is list actually every one of the other character areas, and if they're covered by general guidelines, just say.
See general.
See general guidelines, see
Yeah.
general guidelines, see general guidelines. And then you're gonna get to Gateway Mountainside, and we
Would that
have,
be in the front? In the beginning?
what?
A reverse order where it's specific and then
So
overall.
also if you see that, then you know to go general guidelines, or you go to the next section. In the very beginning, instead of going through all this, and now you're told to go back.
Reverse order of it, so
Good
you,
idea, yeah.
yeah, I like that.
Instead of going back and forth.
Yeah,
Really helpful if I understood what you just said.
So we're going to. It's gonna be
first
first
start
off,
off with specific, so as you're reading, oh, I'm Meadows residential, so I'll read that, and then say, okay, go see the general.
yeah,
guidelines.
so it's instead of
But if
flipping
it's-
backwards, you're.
So,
And it'll list the character areas and where to go,
General guidelines,
the-
general guidelines.
where
general
to go to
guidelines.
the
Yeah.
historic section.
Yes.
guidelines will go at the end.
They would go at the end.
Instead of going through the whole thing.
But general guidelines is what everybody needs. I mean,
Yeah,
so
but
they
you're
have to,
told where. Well, you could put that in the list, go to general guidelines plus the historic.
I think that format sounds like it would work then, cause if you're, if you know you're
It'll
in,
be easy to change.
yeah.
yeah, let's try it that way.
Okay, and
I
if-
wanna see whether that
This
works.
is copy paste
But I
to the
do
other side.
think that, but with the exception of this diagram, which I think has to go along right next to its description of.
Okay, so we want the diagram to go with the descriptions.
I want, yeah, I would think that
Or
diagram
or
does.
reference a specific diagram from the description, so it's easy to find.
Well, I did that, I said see diagram one.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
but it's better if the diagram, you know, it's also, it makes.
Yeah, but my intent with the blue border thing is that this is just the reference pages, it's not.
That's right,
guidelines.
that's right, and so this one demonstrates a guideline.
Yeah,
This is not examples of
good point.
something, it demonstrates a guideline.
Should we put a red line across here with an X?
No, I think that this is pretty clear.
I think we want
But we want the step.
the stepped facade too.
Yeah. I can do that, and step aside. Do you think it's important enough to show a corner lot? Which is what I mentioned here, but I don't have anything sketched.
No, actually, I don't.
Okay,
Lots are pretty
We wanna
good. They,
talk- we wanna talk you through it.
Okay,
yeah,
And not the
they,
diagram of what we wanna do. Mark, right?
yeah.
We might wanna clarify about that they wanna be transparent, both street. Facing
So that's a
facades.
good point. So maybe put a corner lot with the,
in the guideline.
Yes, in the general guidelines, the
Yeah.
corner lot,
Under-
the corner lot must be. 4
Under
feet.
location.
Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah, we ran into that once.
yes, we did. We ran into
Well,
that on the
different
corner actually, a long time ago, on the corner of Sixth and Brownell.
That one I don't know about.
That's the one that has the wire fence.
Well, that's the one that has
Oh,
the,
okay, yeah.
the jumping thing in
Is that
the,
Seventh and Brownhill?
Yeah, it is. Okay, so I won't add a
And
diagram.
then the next one, the next corner on the other side of the firehouse, that was another one that became an issue with
Mhm.
that opaque. And transparent.
Yeah, so we can add something about that in the guidelines, and then I won't add a diagram, cause
And there is a sighting on that. I haven't seen it in here, but there is a sighting in the books on that.
it talks about,
A lot.
you know, something, it didn't come up on fences.
Oh, sure.
I didn't get the key on it.
on the various. I think the pictures are great, actually.
The one that's, I think is interesting is the Hamel House wall would not be allowed by the guidelines.
It's too tall.
No, it's opaque. We don't allow opaque walls in the front yard. So the guidelines would not allow that wall. Because it says the front must be transparent and I added or semi-transparent.
Or
That-
stone,
Okay, we can put that
or
or stone.
stone, because you've got Koski.
Yeah,
Well, the
Okay.
guidelines, the
Yeah, yeah.
guidelines don't allow a Hamel House wall.
Well,
Currently.
Koski's got it, yeah,
Uh-huh.
Hamel was yes, Hamel was copying what the good doctor had done.
Well, then we
He was
should,
not gonna be outshone by a doctor.
then we should put that in here.
Costumes look short though.
It's lower.
Yeah, so you.
It's lower, except that what you're saying is that you can't put any form of, opaque wall out there.
Yeah, the guidelines would not allow that wall.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow Koski's either.
I would think a short one. I think it's been.
I think we just say or
Short
so.
with a
Yeah.
fence or plants over it, I think we've done. That's been approved before.
Yeah, oh, yes, we have.
We have approved it, but the guidelines
do not approve
But
it.
I thought they were in there too. I thought that was.
No, it says it must be transparent or.
Transparent, if it
Yeah.
says it must be transparent, then that's our.
Okay, we can put stone wall.
Could we take a picture of the, something in the downtown area for a stone clad wall? Or
Do we have
do it a
one?
residential?
I could not think of one that we have,
What?
a stone clad wall.
Yeah, along the, toward the buildings.
As a side wall? It's on the building,
Well, it's really a retaining wall.
yeah. I could not think of an example of a stone clad wall that's not a retaining wall or a building
Yeah,
wall.
cause I mean, Myers, new place, I think has got stone facing. But it's a retaining wall.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't think of any place where there's.
I'll find one somewhere, but it won't be here.
Stone clad wall. Well, around the fire pit,
Hmm,
but just, no walls, it's a
okay,
seat wall.
Yeah.
So that,
okay, I
At the
could,
library, we have that too. The short seat.
Oh,
yeah, it certainly does.
it's brick, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's stone, I mean,
Yeah.
it gets into
Stone
that
wood.
category.
okay, I could use that.
Wait a few weeks, we'll probably find a fence made of synthetic wood,
Behind,
fireproof synthetic wood.
Where?
I'm looking for photo number 18, or rental.
that was the library one's brick, but we could use that as the example then. Mhm. Okay,
I can show you the whole.
Mhm.
I'm not sure we need to add the diagram to show the fence design for corner lots.
Yeah, I'll mark that one out, because we'll put that as a guideline.
The other thing is that what you put in here was the municipal code. If we really wanted to, we could refer to the fact that the, specifications for corner fences on corner lots is found in the, municipal code, because it's very specific.
True.
We don't get a ton of choice on what's,
This is only talking about right at the intersection.
yes, but that's a
That's the
corner lot.
I could put a reference for that.
Yeah, corner lots should refer to the municipal code.
But I know there's requirements for how it's set back on a corner to the
For the triangle,
vehicle.
yeah. Not what's this problem.
Yeah, this is,
You found anything?
sure, yeah.
It did not show up on my keyword searches.
What?
I don't- The fences at corner lots in our book.
In our books, no, I don't think so,
I remember we.
but you put in this thing
I put that thing in there as a reference.
as a reference, and I'm just saying that maybe we should just pick up number 6 out of here, the corner lots, no fence hedge structure shall interfere with the unobstructed view. Above the nearest street in a triangular area formed by 3 points established by a bid.
Maybe that's what, maybe it's the ordinance or something that I,
Okay, cause yeah, that's what that's from.
maybe that's what I'm thinking of, cause I know we've seen it before.
And you know, the ordinance is, if somebody really questions the heights of fence, that's in this ordinance.
Yeah, that-
too. That is an ordinance, that's not just a guideline.
Yep.
That's
That's
an
the law.
ordinance. That is the law, and I wonder if in certain places we ought to just also reference the fact that that's law. Maybe, maybe not. And if somebody's saying, well, it's just a guideline, you get, you know, some of these things
Yeah.
aren't just guidelines, some of
I could
these,
put a reference.
some of these things are laws. But I really like having a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Several things.
This one
Uh-huh,
is wrong. It is attached on the outside,
Right.
not the
that's why
inside.
I put that and noted it below, but we don't have that as a guideline.
Yes, we have a guideline, you have to attach it on the inside, and then we show them a picture of the one that's attached on the outside.
I don't
Yeah,
think,
but we say it should be attached on the inside.
Yes, we do. Yes,
we don't have a guideline that says to attach it on the inside.
yes, we do.
Mhm.
We should.
Yeah,
We
there
could.
was one,
Yeah, there's
Well,
something,
something
yeah,
I-
you got it in there.
that I've had it in there.
Yeah, you've got it in there.
Where did I have it in?
Under location. It was under someplace, cause I read it, I thought, yes. That's what we need to do, wire fence, maybe it's under materials.
I had it under adopted by, no, I didn't, never mind.
Because I read it and I thought, yeah, right.
Oh, here it is, I found it.
You found it? Which one did
Yeah, it's under the adopted by precedent. There it is.
This,
We're doing,
a fence or wall that defines the front yard or side yard of a corner lot is usually low to the ground and transparent in nature.
Yeah,
A
but
fence or wall should not exceed 4 feet in height.
no,
But that refers to the corner lot.
what is that one under?
B1 and book 2. Page 52.
Oh, it already says that, okay.
but under adopted by precedent, which we were gonna add. When wire fencing is used, it should be secured to the wood posts on the interior side of the fence.
Oh,
That was you.
that was me, you're right, I did put it there. Okay, so we should put that as a.
And that's gonna go, we said we were gonna take the first 3 of those and add them to our general guidelines
Okay,
for fences. And I just wonder about giving them a picture of something that then does it wrong.
I was using that as a don't do this.
I understand it.
I can get a picture of one that's done right.
That would be a little better, I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
That one drive, I walk by that fence just about daily. And it's a nice fence, and
Mhm.
you just wish the wire was on the inside. It makes an enormous difference to the
Mhm.
look of the fence. I don't know whether we,
Overweight team one? Oh,
18.
yeah, well. That's sort of a messy fence.
Yeah, I was using that as an example for Meadows, that they actually did it. For the guidelines for back down.
Adding a photo of synthetic wood, it's just gonna look like a photo of a fence.
You go behind your building and get a photo of that white fence that's with, next to Jones' old yard,
yeah,
because
that's
there's that synthetic fence there that's.
behind the cool control.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It doesn't look like,
Isn't that Jones fence?
Hmm?
Is that Jones fence?
no, that's my fence.
Okay. Cause I know Joan had a
She has one.
synthetic fence.
Yeah, all right, you're thinking of Lisa next door.
yeah,
It could be. I don't know whose fence it is, but it separates.
It's right there.
the two.
Unless you've got a photo, you can send me, or I can go take a photo. And I'll just show you. Yeah, show me the photo.
the photos are really nice.
Yeah.
Well, fences, walls, gates, I think we got it.
We don't have anything for mountainside.
Why do you need to be so
I
specific?
mean, just, fences is the biggest one that.
Oh, fences is just a real pain. In the guidelines, I didn't bring my guideline book, when they define mountainside, what is? When they,
Cindy, do you want a guideline?
Do they define mountainside?
well, in the very beginning of the mountainside, section of our book,
Is that what book? 2 or 3?
3.
right? And where is Gateway Mountainside?
Mountainside.
And what is the goal of Gateway Mountainside?
The goals,
It's got a goal.
design goals. To maintain natural forested character of the hillside, reduce visual impacts of new development, for example, keeping structures, which should be building, small in size is encouraged, to avoid clear cutting of the established mountain forest. I didn't know there was a forest there, for example, am I reading that wrong? Yeah, that's mountainside, okay.
Gateway Mountainside.
Don't clear cut the forest that doesn't exist, provide adequate new landscaping that may help reduce development's perceived size, that's the goals. To avoid cut and fill of steep slopes, minimize the visual and environmental impact, a new street or driveway, continue the use of stone retaining walls. Minimize light spill and to screen service and storage uses from view, that's the.
That's what we wanna do.
Okay.
Screen storage and different use, that's the biggest thing for fences for the mountainside. Because in many places in the mountainsides, we don't want any fences.
Yeah,
So
That's why I didn't
think
like this
that-
guideline,
that
'cause it-
it,
cause it just says generally, you're required to have a screen wall in that in that
yes,
character.
and no, you're not. But if you have a use, what kind of a use did they say?
Service and storage uses.
Service, storage, and industrial uses, it's industrial, service, storage, or industrial, those uses, fencing will be required. And it is, full fencing, it's,
Screen wall. Or screen,
it's, yes, it's screening, it's,
screening.
that's what should be screened from view. Otherwise, the fencing is not recommended in the rest of the mountainside, in the rest of the mountainside district.
Mhm.
People are gonna put houses up in a mountainside district, like in the Meadows mountainside, fences are not going to be, Meadows hillside,
Mhm.
fences are not encouraged. If you're way up on that hill,
Right,
and so it's only in the gateway, outside the,
Okay, so we can adjust that, so it
Yeah.
doesn't say screens required for everything,
No.
because that's what it says at the moment.
yes, well, yeah, yeah, absolutely no. Yeah,
Because essentially what you get is a screen all the way down High Street with this skyline.
yeah, yes,
So-
yeah, and no, you don't need that
Mhm.
whatsoever, but it would be nice if some of the uses up there would adequately screen themselves. At the moment, I keep taking pictures and saying, these people are supposed to have screens for this things and voilà. They did put screening up in between the trailer park and the use that's up above them.
That's one I used
Finally-
to have a photo of in here.
Yeah, they finally did put that screen up, but that should,
Would screening be put in with like trash enclosures and things like that versus with fencing?
I think that that it goes
Maybe both.
almost both places
Mhm.
because you wanna catch their attention. So did you have,
Trash enclosures is a separate section.
yes, but did you have a photo
Got
of
on photo 20.
20? Yes, but that one isn't in, is that in Gateway?
That's in Gateway Mountain, so that's right above the trailer park.
Yeah, fence isn't even big enough.
No,
Um,
it can't be higher than 6 feet.
I know, and that's the law in
Mhm.
general. Fences can't be higher than 6 feet.
Although that one,
We have increased it in the trash enclosures.
yeah, trash enclosures, that's different.
Yeah, okay. Can we say think we've got it?
Yeah. I'll update this and I think we'll need to review it again.
Well, yes, but
Yeah. And so that will help if we're not having a separate book 2 and 3, then I can eliminate one set of check boxes as well.
yes,
Yes.
That makes it easier.
yeah, I just thought, if we're gonna do this, let's do this.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
the more I went through of trying to put this in this place and this place and this place, I thought, hell, we're trying to make this
Well,
easier.
this is easier because with this, I was gonna have to go back in the PDF, no problem, and update the blueprint. It's easier to do a new book.
It's much easier to do.
Yeah.
We're doing a-
I can do that, but
There are
this is
more-
easier. I can't do that.
I'm sure you can
I
do that,
can.
but, yeah, that's actually what I started to think about.
Done.
Yes, this is kind of like one and done, and to take, quite frankly, to take this to the Board of Selectmen and try to take, this is the old book and this is what we've changed here and which is what we've changed here for something that is how many pages long? It's crazy.
Mhm.
No, we've taken a different approach, these
Well,
guidelines.
plus it's clean electronic too, when it's on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's the,
Everything works, it can be online.
Mhm.
yeah,
yeah, we're actually coming up to date.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
well, what I was
no,
gonna do
this
is reformat that,
this is
but then I don't have to
All
reformat
right, so
that.
let's see if we can get through service areas.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. Well, this is sidewalk. And driveways and all that stuff,
Just-
that,
Just to make it, what I did
That's
here.
the only section I was able to read.
The yellow one is what I suggested to combine everything that's at the end, but we wanna go through all the comments at the beginning. It's interesting. Okay.
Why is Sissy's fence showing up all the time?
Why is what?
Sissy's fence. It's-
Oh, I
I
just,
was wondering that
Oh.
too.
what this is I did this as a test to, if you check the box to see if it populates the list, and that's just the one I copied and pasted from one that we reviewed a while back. So that's all that is.
Because it's on the other one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously that won't be in the book.
Sissy's fence.
That's just my test.
I thought, why do we have Sissy's fence? And what is this supposed to be telling me?
No, that was my test
Absolutely
one, but
nothing.
it tells you nothing on this,
well, that's what'll
other
happen.
than the
Once
check boxes.
once we have these done, we'll go through these, check off, and it'll fill out that thing that we can
Uh-huh.
hand off to the applicant.
Yeah, no,
Well, I got my COA, a few things I got, and it gives me everything. It gives me the COA, it gives me the plans, it gives me all the stuff that was approved, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think it's
very
really helpful.
It becomes.
That's
it's
extremely
like,
It's a nice package.
I think it was 5 to 16 page.
But yeah,
So
that's
it
very
tells
cool.
me everything.
Yeah,
I would be really pleased if this thing works.
Well, that's what I received. an
Yeah,
email.
good.
She said- The kid just sent me on my COA.
Yeah, lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
No, that's a very good thing. All right. Screen wall. What's the difference between a screen wall and a fence?
Not much. Other than it's multi-purpose.
Basically, it's a screen wall is like enclosure,
Mhm.
It's like what?
an enclosure.
There's not much difference. Just-
No,
Just in how
except-
it's built, there's not much difference, in how it's used, there's a difference.
I think it's better to have it separate from fences.
Oh, well, so do I, but I'm looking at the definition of it, and if we're saying it's a non-structural opaque barrier used to without supporting loads beyond its own weight, that could be a fence.
That could be a fence, yes.
And so how do I distinguish it in the first sentence? It's a barrier used to conceal, divide, or shade, but not an area, it's a particular functions, isn't it?
That's the difference, is how it, what it's used for.
Is what it's used for, so somehow in that sentence, we have to, use to X because,
Used to divide or shade and a service yard.
a service yard is larger.
But we could just get rid of it without supporting loads beyond its own weight.
Well, I think it would have to, up here, it'd be have to hold the wind load. It's holding its own weight plus the wind.
Mhm.
So it's a non-structural, okay, used to conceal, hide, or shade, what?
Is it a non-structural?
Yeah, because it's not supporting
Yeah,
a building.
yeah, said you started.
But it should have a structure
What am I-
to it.
Define what I
I
can,
would think it would be more, tend to be more structural than a fence. Because it,
I could eliminate the non-structural part,
structural.
and then we'd have no confusion on it.
Yes. and opaque, and opaque. Barrier
it's just a
used to
thing.
conceal the in shade, areas.
A service yard, we could say, or shade a service yard.
No, I'm still in my screen wall, used
I
to,
don't know, the shade is kind of throwing me
Yeah,
off.
the shade act and,
Used to create shade.
yeah. Conceal, divide, or
well, protect.
protect, that's a good one.
Is there a height limit on this? Like, it's a wall, so
6 feet.
it's,
Oh, it's a wall.
I'm still stuck on
I
when
think
can I
the-
use this and when can I have a backyard fence? Where I am also concealing and
So
shading and,
we need to say to protect, and change an area to a service yard, and then service yard is defined on the next thing.
protect. A service area, cause it may not be a yard.
And, or area or yard. They're one and the same, basically.
It provides, well, it's not privacy so much as it provides protection. It provides protection for those things.
Yeah, we said, an opaque barrier used to conceal, divide, or protect a service area or yard. Provides privacy, manages airflow, screens visual impacts from vision such as HVAC, equipment, dumpsters, or other service area elements.
Okay,
I mean,
Right.
that all makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that would not include a backyard then.
no,
That.
yeah,
Pretty
I just
specific.
want it real clear that, that's even. Yeah, and a service yard can be a variety of sizes. of screened walls.
Mhm.
I think the distinction of those two is pretty clear.
You know what the changes in there it is?
Okay, this makes me wonder when I read this about service areas, whether we don't also need this particular thing to be included in our major projects.
Oh, I would say yes.
Or
And
major?
it in itself isn't a major project, but when you're doing a major project, you also have to consider these.
Well, then I think
I think we just
refer back to
list
the,
it and refer back to here. For major projects.
Okay, all right,
when we get to like commercial buildings, it would have a reference C. X, Y, and Z, and service areas would be one of them, reference from
yeah,
commercial
okay,
buildings.
okay, so you're gonna have to reference it back from commercial buildings,
Some
So-
commercial
I mean, we
buildings,
may do the same thing with fences.
yeah, fences,
Major project has, go see the guidelines. of
yeah,
fences.
because in there's probably new construction somewhere in there, and then it would say see these guidelines as well.
Yeah,
okay. See these guidelines as well, right, because the major projects have a lot more guidelines to look at. Because that's,
But do we wanna maybe just duplicate it
I don't wanna do.
into the,
no, that's a problem that we have.
because we jump back and forth in our books. And
yeah,
that would be, okay, major projects is just you follow page after page. You
Oh, I
don't
see,
have
they're
to jump
jumping.
back and forth through the book.
you're still gonna
We
have
can
to.
figure that out once we get.
Our
Yeah.
pieces together, yes, let's get
Yeah,
our
that's
pieces
a good
together.
point.
I think
Okay.
that's our problem
When
here.
I was first learning, it's like now, I have no
I
clue where I'm why am I jumping back and forth?
Yeah.
Why do we have a section that just. We're building a house, we go through
Just
a single
It's a
section.
checklist.
Yeah, exactly.
I've thought about that. So there's gotta be a way to do this
Without a bunch of
without getting,
duplication, that was the challenge.
getting worn out flipping pages back and forth.
Cause
Yeah,
like fences would apply to commercial buildings, residential buildings, anything, so,
Yeah,
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 oh, we'll figure that out when we get there.
yes.
That's
Let's
just
get
the
our
way I
pieces,
think.
let's get our pieces, that's why I said, when I made this list of which was gonna be under which category. This is really flexible, this is totally
Mhm.
flexible at the moment, that's, and somebody who's coming in for a major project is in a different category anyway.
Right,
So the fact that they have to hop around the book a little is.
but even if you had like one book that's minor projects, then there's a section for major projects. Just so you're not, have to go back and forth, that's.
Oh, yeah,
that's
the
all
whole thing's gonna be in one book.
I
But
wanna
that's
be,
what I'm thinking.
I wanna be careful on duplicating stuff, cause that's where we have problems here, cause
Right.
it wasn't,
Well, that
it
way
was
you
probably
could just,
duplicated and then.
just copy and paste is what I was
It
thinking.
was probably done that originally here,
yeah.
and then an edit was made to one of them, and now they're all the same.
Yeah, so we'll get to that
This is on
discussion, but
sidewalks,
let's
one
get our
difference.
piece.
One book said exposed aggregate concrete, the other one just says aggregate concrete.
Well, this is.
We just tell them they're
It's
French.
gonna be electronic anyway, so when you click on service areas, it could bring you to that piece.
I could do it as a link, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah, and for
that
us,
might be easier, but
yes,
like if we're working out of a book,
Then if
Yeah,
you don't-
it's not
yeah,
as easier business.
Not as easy, but it's going-
Oh, yeah, patience, that's in the budget.
it's gonna be
I find
easier
that personally for you.
because you don't
I'm your
have
second
it
jumps out there.
duplicated in two
Yeah.
places. I
Right,
mean, if you're after fences, it's going to be in one
Right.
place, it's not going to
I've
be.
thought about that too. We get little tablets or something
Yeah.
that just have this program in it.
Since we're saving $10,000 by me doing this, you can get everybody to have it soon.
We're gonna mention that to the board of selectmen, so.
That's true,
Yeah.
incidentally,
Yep.
that's just flat out true.
Yeah.
The positive
Or you
thing.
pay me 10,000.
We can't pay you anything and have you sit at the table. and
Okay,
You are worth more than that to us. That's not a joke.
get tablets.
All right, let's try to get through one more of these.
Alright, so this one, what I did is I had marked everything up originally, and then I'm like, you know what, there's so much randomness in here, that's why I created the suggestion bin that's in yellow to simplify all of it, so I don't know how you wanna approach that.
I love the pictures, if somebody doesn't figure it out. I mean, the whole thing and.
The whole thing in yellow is my suggested replacement.
Replace these two pages with the thing in yellow.
Yeah.
The last page. that
The
you
last
got,
page.
The last page you got. Which has
Let's
got
go.
a yellow trim.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take it off, that's scary, and I'm gonna at least. Because I read most of this one, I didn't do so well on driveways and sidewalks and patios,
So, yeah, tried that 3 times.
what driveways and
no, that
patios.
was more confusing than it should be. Let's do
That
service.
was pretty, what you've done, you made it pretty,
It took a while to get there.
pretty simple to me. Think we should put in that first part, about animals.
You wanna add in animals in here, even though
I know in
it's
the
a code ordinance?
The ordinance, it says that.
That's why I took it out of here, but I could reference the ordinance that mentions animal
Maybe.
security.
Cause that makes it a little more, I don't know. People don't think
Yeah,
of
but
that.
that, I would agree with you, because that's our biggest problem out there, but,
That's why I took it out,
Yeah,
because it's a town ordinance, but I
yeah,
could put a
that's-
reference to the town. ordinance.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
that'll reinforce. that
Yeah,
this is
because it's
important.
not up to us to. Yes, to enforce that ordinance, but.
I actually
Okay,
did read that ordinance. When we got into, when I was doing this
Okay,
review with all the dumpsters and that.
okay, so, yeah, I have no.
and you,
read
but
it
you,
recently.
And I felt that. Some of the things the ordinance says is more clear than it was clear than our guidelines.
yeah, but the yellow page here is quite clear.
Yeah, because our books were not very clear on it, that's why.
No, they
That's why I
certainly
took-
aren't, because when we're saying that an opaque fence may be used to screen a service area.
Maybe.
Maybe, maybe,
Uh-huh.
excuse me, it's gotta be.
We even said a hedge could be used to screen a service area. That would not work.
I read somewhere with the in the enclosure, you have to have main gates.
Mhm.
This drawing does not have that.
No, your markup had gate on it, but,
It didn't even have a gate on it.
no, I mean, your note.
Oh,
'Cause I
yeah,
just-
I've added that.
You
on.
added that, I just copy pasted that in.
But I read somewhere or saw a drawing somewhere where you have to have a main gate also. To access the enclosure,
No,
not just the dumpster access.
well, because you gotta be able to get out of it.
Right.
That's probably building code action.
But then we would include, the improved dumpster stuff, yeah, because I think that's,
I think I should redraw that, okay, yes.
Yes.
and so what this becomes within our outline. This is definition, and this is, the requirement guidelines for all character areas.
Mhm.
And all character areas are the same on the services and dumpster enclosure. So. So we have the same kind of,
Yeah, because there's no reason to have two different ones.
no, and this is for all character areas.
Yeah,
So this is as far as you need to go. For your service areas. And then we would start with A and B and C and D from the yellow
yeah,
pages. And what happens is that what happens on our street all the time is that people have good storage areas, but the morning that the folks are coming by, they still have folks who pull out their garbage the night before, so it's close to the street, and, Rocket doesn't like bears. In the middle of the night, he's sounding off like crazy because the bear's standing in the yard.
Hmm?
Well, I mean, I don't blame him. I tell him that's good, actually. But
If you don't wanna get up early and move your trash can.
Yeah.
It's stone faced wall,
Yeah, the only problem is it's one-sided,
yeah.
so I can't really use it for that. This one, I did have examples of what not to do in the photos.
yes,
Yeah, dumpster is another function portion.
Mhm.
no.
Yeah, you like that when they have that nice enclosure there and the dumpster.
Dumpsters out there,
Um,
without a gate, I don't know why that one doesn't have a gate.
I don't know why either.
It might be worth checking out the animal enclosure requirements in the code too, because we do require it to be accessible. And our requirements for covering is more minimal than Dennis and I would like at least. So if you guys have a suggestion for making that a little bit
In
stronger,
terms of a roof,
no, just screening.
oh, screening, okay.
Yeah, we require that it either be animal proof in the actual container or that it be covered in some way. But we don't,
You're talking for storage of the trash can.
yeah, for dumpsters,
Yeah.
but the main thing is that it has to be accessible for the utility companies, so.
I'll read what the code says about animal enclosures and put something in here like that.
Well, animal resilient trash enclosures, what I'm talking about, utility dumpsters.
and what your note here says is that, the Gateway Character Area guidelines, the general character guidelines don't differ, but,
They're written completely differently.
what are the lagoon conditions? Where have I missed them?
That's in, gateway commercial and gateway mixed use. Only,
Not residential?
nope,
Well, we might be changing.
but with this, I changed lagoon to say. Parks and open space or something like that, so it's not specific to one. Cause lagoon's not on any map either.
Street from view on all sides.
Mhm.
Do we ask for a street view on all sides here?
Yes,
Yes, okay, so we've covered that, really.
yep.
Yeah. And I don't know that we can say, did you? That you need to, it's true, but it's not up to us that you provide enough space to. That debris will not overflow the containers.
I'm sure it's something like that.
Yeah.
Provide adequate, yes,
Provide sufficient capacity to prevent debris and
And-
stored items from over.
outside the enclosure.
And then the next one, I said, large project, consider having a waste management consultant review the design to confirm adequate space for the anticipated use.
Is there a, there is, this case is just referred to it, is there a reference to the code that we ought to include?
For,
For, service dumpster enclosures?
yes, I don't know what it is, but yes, there is a code for it.
Yes, so if there is a reference to the, code, to the zoning code, I think we also ought to just indicate that at the
I
bottom
think
of our.
that's probably a good policy on the most.
Most of it, yeah.
Yes, wherever there
Even
is one,
fences.
there is one on fencing, there is one
Yeah.
on the dump. I mean, lots on stuff, doors and windows, there aren't really, and.
No, but I mean, there's-
Wildfire now,
What?
wildfire code now has
Yeah.
something for doors and windows and
Brent, 8/22/40. 22/40.
Okay,
And, you know, the legal requirements are at such a, you know, in the municipal code, whatever the proper name of the thing is.
I can do a blue sheet like I did for,
I know on the fence in the ordinance, the height, it's very clear that people can't have any.
Yeah, I know,
fence.
that's the law, you know, that's
But in
not us.
our guidelines, you would never know that.
yeah,
Yes, but we are
If
putting
you
a
do a
reference,
reference.
right,
Yeah.
well, the blue sheet helps too with that.
yeah, and do a reference. But I
Fences are
think sure,
17/20/10.
What was that one?
17/20/010.
0 to, okay.
um. 17,
Supplementary regulations.
okay, yeah, cause we are what, 1730? Or something like that?
DRC is 1708.
It's 1708, okay. Yeah, cause I think of this,
There's a couple references to you guys in other spots, but that's the main one.
yeah, cause I think that our guidelines should reference back to. Because yes, we have our own criteria that we have to do, but we also have to obey the law. And there is law out there, so I think that it's very good to tie the guidelines into the law.
With that,
And the reason that we can't really hire somebody else to do this is because they don't know the way around our stuff.
true,
I mean, it just wouldn't work. So I'm sorry we're solving the world, but.
I'm good.
Okay.
We probably should put a thing in here, since we're talking about the code references, it says fences can't be over 6, but they can be if it's engineered, I think. For IBC, it can be,
Not for our code.
but not for our code.
Not for our code is 6,
So our code is 6, so a screen wall even around a trash area would still be 6 then.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
is that something
Well,
that,
if we gotta make sure that we don't have that statement in here that they did redo in our book.
Let's see.
Must,
now if you guys,
let's cover the dumpster, well, the dumpsters are
our
taller.
dumpsters are taller than 6 then,
But there's a statement in
can
there
be
that
changed.
we have to
Yeah,
go.
if we want to take that route.
Cover the dumpster.
Do we want to take that route and make it that if it's screened in a service yard, it can be higher, and then we'd have to change the code?
I would be fine with that. as
It would
long
have
as
to be
it's not-
engineered, but.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've run into that problem a couple times, so.
Mhm.
so we've been building them at this point because that's what these
and
said.
we would like, ideally, this room, we'd like to see a cover, at least an open cover above it.
Well, then that's, that's a full enclosure.
6 feet for sure.
Yeah, if you covered it,
If you cover it.
then it can be.
And we show an example of that in pictures.
So how do you want to handle?
Well, we can start off saying that if it's over 6 feet, it has to be engineered, and then we'll have to figure out what we want to do with the code if we
Okay.
get that.
All right,
Like,
So then we'll have to have an architect design our enclosures.
no, an engineer, I'm not an engineer,
But that's what we would need.
that's what we would need, yeah,
We can't just go get a permit to build a dumpster enclosure, we have to get it.
if it's over
So
6
that's an
feet.
added
I
expense.
think we should just put a statement, that, the trash enclosures may exceed if 6 feet if required.
I think
Leave it there.
we have no right to say that, is what we're getting.
Currently, we don't.
Is currently we don't, because that's not what our code says. We have
Then
to,
we should probably bring that up at the board of selectmen.
yes,
So
because, yeah, that's a code thing.
Well, staff.
Let me see.
I'm just looking at the expense to build an enclosure, you're gonna defer people not to do it because it's gonna be, that's a
Right,
Well, are we okay
big
with,
expense.
are we okay with 6 feet, even if the dumpster's a little taller than 6 feet?
I think we have to be.
I think we might have to be.
I don't think that's.
I'm
Why
okay
you
with
said-
that, I think we go taller, but I don't know about requiring an engineer.
7 feet is the limit for a building permit. For fences.
Well, see, look at photo 11 in there, that's the one at the charging stations where the equipment's taller than 6 feet and it doesn't actually look that bad.
Yeah, it's just 6 feet and the inside is a little taller.
Mhm.
Well, I'm thinking like, you look down at the lake. And those would be a whole lot better if they were an actual structure.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
They really.
those are not gonna last long.
No,
no, they're
they're not
not.
gonna be maintained, I mean, it's gonna be another,
The ones we did at Clear Creek condos, that one's holding up pretty well. But we did 6x12s. In the corners,
Hmm.
for the gates, you know, all that, but. It was
Yeah.
6 foot, but the dumpster is
It's taller.
maybe a foot taller.
Yes,
Which I think,
yeah,
I think
I
that's
think at
fine.
this point, we have to live with that, and I don't think, considering this whole thing, that right now we wanna get stuck on trying to bring
yeah, cause we could
the board of selectmen, let's get
do
this
that as a
done.
separate project.
But we might wanna take that out about the height,
yeah, I'll make sure the height is not the
cause I
same.
do remember that came up once and we allowed him to build it taller than 6 foot.
Yes, but, you know. We are bound to do what we are bound to. And yeah, it becomes a note on things that could get corrected, and then this, we also have to have a little note thing for ourselves of things that would need to be suggested to planning or whomever as we finish this, but I think we're gonna run into a few of those, so let's just keep them in a pocket, in
Right.
another pocket.
Right now, if we limit it to 6 feet, then we're
Yeah.
not running into anything.
Then we're not running into any problem.
Do we want a diagram of another trash enclosure other than the super fancy one that we have?
Oh, we had it over.
Well, this one, like I said, it's missing the main gate.
It's missing the gate, but still, it's double plywood walls, or it
Yeah,
only been built once.
Where,
Major Anderson.
Okay.
I was wondering where it was built.
Yeah, Major Anderson has a variation of this.
Dumpster enclosure from something we looked at not too long ago. Might have been for,
Coopers did the.
Cooper's has the corrugated.
That looks really nice.
I have a photo
They
of that
leave the
one.
dumpster lids open.
That's that photo.
right,
Yeah,
right,
I mean, do we want any other diagrams in there other than, or plans and details, other than the one that's at Major Anderson?
I think the one at Millsite's pretty nice too.
The condos?
Yeah, townhomes.
Townhomes. Oh,
If you had it in here. I think. Maybe not.
and I love the
think it
little
looks- maybe this
residential
one.
storage bin, whose is that?
the log one,
Yeah.
Ames right behind my house.
I've seen
yes,
that.
Yeah,
I don't know where it is,
that's
but
a
I've
very
seen it.
cool.
This one? Yeah, it's right next to my house, that's.
Yeah,
that-
yeah, I should have thought of that, I was thinking who's log, and I thought there's this house on, Spring Street, but no, it's your neighbor,
Uh-huh,
Farrow's.
Is that where it is? Okay,
yeah.
Aren't you working on that house?
I am.
Yeah.
So that's where I've seen it.
Are you working on their house?
The little outbuilding in the back,
Oh, okay.
putting a roof on it.
Oh, yeah, cause it blew off last one.
Yeah. That's a neat little building. though. Have you ever been in it?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, are we done with service yards and
yeah,
dumpster enclosures?
it's almost 8 o'clock. My feeling is it will take us quite a while to get through driveways, sidewalks and walkways. Do you wanna end here for tonight?
Okay. We're probably ready to go.
It's up to y'all.
Well, there's a lot in.
There's a lot in this one.
Yes, there's a whole lot in this one, and are there other, ones that you know are shorter and easier?
Shorter and easier. Porches isn't bad.
Porches isn't bad, and how about, if we're doing doors, windows and other openings? We're only doing one in, at this point for minor projects, or are we doing them for both?
Right now, I have it grouped together.
And because it's so different for
Cause our books are grouped together, so I kept it grouped together, but I could split it.
About lighting.
Oh, lighting's an easy one.
Okay, so if we put together for the next session, what I'm trying to figure out is. If we put one that we know is longer than harder and we pick up a couple of that are shorter,
Mhm.
and we can, you know. Feel like we're making more progress. Cause there's a lot here,
Mhm.
there's a lot of hours that's can go into this.
Well, which ones do we want?
We'll stick with the sideways and porches, what's it, porches?
The driveways, porches.
And how about, roofing materials, are they difficult?
I would think that would be decent.
What did I have for that whole?
That looks pretty long, I don't remember. But it shouldn't be.
Hey, roofing.
It shouldn't be, but I.
Shouldn't be, yeah, I don't see it being.
Roof materials, gutters and stones. Oh, pages high.
Did you draw a lot of pictures?
Oh, I do have pictures, okay. That one doesn't look too
Yeah,
bad.
that's not too bad.
Okay, so we'll take that one,
It's one of the few that have colors.
okay,
So we're doing
we're doing the
driveways.
driveways, the big one.
Yeah.
And we're doing porches and awnings and decks, and we're doing roofing materials, but now we also know the basic outline of.
Yeah, I'm gonna revise these to this outline then.
Yes, and so I don't, I think we can all handle what you've got,
Do
When
we
you
wanna
wanna,
revisit these two that, after I update them?
at some point,
Why don't
but
you,
at this
you know,
point, just know.
once you tweak them, send them out again.
Okay,
Do a final look if incorporate final comments next time. Maybe at the next GRC. Do we have a lot on the next agenda?
okay.
You said you sent it, I didn't see it.
it's Old Missouri and a shed and a Trivets house, that's it. And then I told Susan that we would be done quickly,
Oh, good.
Okay, then we may not have time to review a bunch of.
but you could do a work
Well,
session
probably-
from 5 to 6 if you feel like
I
it.
review
But
the, we did tonight.
I don't know if Brent can make that.
I can make that.
I don't,
You mentioned we were getting something down by a crazy horse. That died, I don't.
what?
Oh,
I
you're
don't know
talking
if the
that's
updates
gonna,
are on there.
yeah, you said
There
that,
was an inspection done.
Oh, no, I'm not crazy, the new development down there.
Oh,
like that,
yes, they withdrew their application because there were some land use things that we discovered and we want to resolve before you see it, so.
That's like surprise. No. I didn't say a word.
You didn't say a word?
Okay, so what we're gonna try to do. Serious, that's a serious question, if somebody wants to meet at 5 and we took the easier of these couple of things, we might be able to knock out a couple more.
Although if we told Susan we're gonna be short, then.
Well, if you start at 5, you'll be fine.
Yeah, because the
Oh,
meeting
yeah.
starts at 6, because
Oh,
so
when's our next meeting? I'll probably will be
Next Thursday.
next Thursday.
Okay, I'll be here next week.
I told Susan that if she showed up around 6:30, it would probably make your discussion go a little
Okay.
faster.
Good, she good with that?
Yes, she's
Good.
very happy that you were, she said that's very nice of them, so.
I might be around 5:30.
Yeah, well, that's it, well, now that's,
But if we're just
If you're
reviewing,
reviewing the stuff.
oh,
yeah.
if we're just reviewing this, sure,
Let's review
5:30
it,
should do it.
yeah, we won't. do
Okay, so
anything.
5:30 work session just to review these 2 weeks.
We have reviewed the two that we've done.
Okay, I can post that, and then do you wanna schedule driveways, porches and awnings, roof materials, or?
I will be
You
gone
can't have
first
the-
half of September.
You can't have the first Thursday because that's Parks Commission, unless you wanna do it somewhere else, but
You're going somewhere too,
Yeah,
That's
it's not
okay.
on a Thursday.
so
From Friday to the following Wednesday, so if,
We could move it off of
Yeah.
Thursday too, if you all want. I don't care.
September 2nd or 16th to the 22nd, I will be out of town. Which if we have our normal schedule, then I will
And you don't miss
be there
it.
for the meetings, but
yeah, but if we wanted to, when do you leave?
The first,
First.
but
Okay,
actually the second.
so we should try to sneak something in next week if we could.
there's Board of Selectmen on Tuesday. And I'm unavailable Wednesday, but I could ask someone else to cover for me.
Wednesday's not good
Is
for
there
me.
something on Wednesday?
Wednesday's not good for me.
There's nothing official on Wednesday. That is Wednesday, September 2nd, but next Wednesday is the 26th.
Oh, okay.
26 doesn't work for me.
You could do Monday.
Monday night,
Monday works for me.
I've got two things on Monday, but I don't think they
Yeah.
have anything to do with an evening. We have Excel in the museum, yeah,
Monday should be okay.
24th,
yeah. Does that work?
looks like it does.
And do we have the latest on those three?
No, I'll send them.
Yeah, well, we have.
We have the windows and door, or
We have
the,
Oh,
driveways,
driveway sidewalks and
yeah,
patios.
that's the big thing.
yes, but I
Yeah.
think that we'll try porches and roofing materials and see if we can get them.
Yeah.
And those I need to send. I need to,
Okay, so you will send us porches and roof,
yep, this weekend like I did with the last ones.
and I know it looks long, but if we hack out. Bunch
Oh,
of
we can get, yeah,
and we'll get into the rhythm of it, it will go fast.
yeah.
This and that,
Our collection,
It's in my calendar.
1970. 1970s. But to think about it, I can't remember, it should be.
All right,
door
so-
has been moved already.
So we're saying Monday, the 24th at 6.
6. Yeah.
And then Thursday, 5:30, fences review, fences 1, and remind me what the second.
What?
You looked at 2 tonight.
We looked at two, we looked at fence posts and gates and service areas and dump.
Yeah, the first two ones.
And that'll be at 5:30 on Thursday.
No,
6.
no, we're just gonna do the regular meeting on Thursday, right?
Oh, I thought we were gonna look at the,
The start with the regular meeting, are we going to comments?
yeah, we can look at the comments from tonight. Next Thursday.
I
Before
thought, what are we doing, on Monday, we're doing porches.
we're doing new stuff. on
We're
it.
doing new stuff. I'm fine. I have a
Today's the-
2 o'clock meeting, a 4 o'clock meeting, and a 6 o'clock meeting, and I'm still upright.
Yeah, 24th, I won't, it'll probably be Sunday when I send you everything, but that should be enough time.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
yeah,
got
yeah.
copies of it, I think.
I didn't
Previous.
save any
Don't
copies of,
save it. I'm gonna send
no,
it.
don't save
I'm gonna
previous
send it again.
copies, that's the most dangerous thing.
That's why I added the dates.
Writing grants, that's the biggest hazard I have. Is that,
It's the biggest thing else. I don't throw anything away.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
but I
Don't
have
be too
to,
long.
I have to keep throwing
Like
away
you have
the
notes
draft of
if you
this
like
and the
to.
draft of that, and the draft of the next figure.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to do it, right?
So, Sean, we are adjourned,
We
can
are.
we shut us off?
You
We are
should.
adjourned at 8:04.